For this project, you're going to need your 2B pencil, your fine tip Sharpie, your pencil crayons, and an eraser. We're going to create op art tubes today, a style of abstract art that creates optical illusion with lines, shapes, and forms. To start, we're going to draw wavy vertical lines on our paper. A couple things I want to remind people not to do when designing and setting up the op art effect with your lines is number 1, to not make your line too wavy. Also, try not to make your vertical lines too close together. Another thing you want to make sure that you are careful not to do is when you are adding your sections, to not make too many tiny lines all the way up. This would be very overwhelming unless you want to push yourself in that area, which is up to you, but it does take a lot more time, so careful. Starting from the top, you don't want to be too aggressive with your wave. Something like that. You also want to divide the center with a slight wave, really lightly drawn. You also have the option of creating the same pattern going in the opposite direction, so vertical lines while your paper is in landscape form. Sometimes the lines can match up, like a meandering river. Sometimes they can be opposing. And don't forget your curvy line in the center. Now with your piece, you're going to start by adding upward curved lines above the middle line. The intersection from your horizontal wavy line and the points that it meets up in each section are where you start. A nice arch is going to give you the needed effect to make the tubes look like they're bulging. You're going to continue along the top half of each section. Now some people, when they do this for the first time, they don't arch their pencil line enough. They go across like this. This does not lend itself for the bulging effect that this op art technique makes. Also, the lines do not have to match up on both sides all across. In fact, if they are a little bit irregular, that makes the piece look interesting. Imagine that there's a line over on the side and continue to draw. Once you're done, rotate your paper, flipping it, and do the same thing in the other direction, making sure that the bulge still goes up to the top and curves back down. Notice how the one over here is going this way, while this arch is going this way. Once you've completed that, you can now make a choice to either erase the horizontal line or leave it. I like the way it looks when I erase it. Now it's time to take out our pencil crayons. When deciding on different color combinations, for every section you will always need your white. The white is going to be your blending pencil crayon. It also helps with the arch bulging part that looks like it's reflecting light. Then you want to create the range of your pencil crayon set from darkest to lightest, depending on what colors you've picked. For example, I have light pink, then a darker purple pink, purple, and then blue. Having a combination of colors from darkest to lightest can really make your piece interesting. Try to find 3 or more colors. I'm going to do this section right here. First, I'm going to cover the entire section really lightly with pink. I'm going to move in the direction of the arch. You don't want to color just up and down because you might miss the look of the arch. You can move your paper around so that you can make the direction work better for you? Try to make sure you don't leave any gaps. As you can see, there's light that is reflecting up through the center. That means the light is going to do the same within this section. I know that somewhere right here will be how bright it is. So I'm going to just darken and put a little bit more pressure along the edge on the right hand side and a little bit harder on the left, leaving a little area in the center that still has a bit of color but is very faint. Now I'm done with the pink and we'll move to the darker pink. This color is called Rose. I'm going to now move a little bit less on that section down a bit, like there. Notice how I'm going to move center outwards. Same with this. I'm not going to draw right against this line here that I've created, but move it slightly to the left, pushing with medium pressure. Now let's move to using the violet. Same thing on the right hand side. I'm not going to line it up with this one, but move one down. This time I have to push even harder. On the left, a little lower, till I hit that point. Finally, my blue. My blue is nice. It's the darkest of all the pencil crayons. I'm able to line up into the corners and show that that's the dark crevice area that the shape is moving into. It leads the eye down and around. Once I'm done, where the middle, mid-tone, and highlight section is, I am going to carefully color with my white and blend. I'll rotate my paper. You can see when I blend with white, it smooths out the lines that you have created and the mixtures of the different colors. This is why white pencil crayons are wonderful blending pencils for artists who do photorealism. Often at the end of my piece, if I find the center is not quite bright enough, I will take my eraser and right on the edge where the line lines up, I will erase out carefully, just a line. This works better for darker pencil crayon colors like dark blue, green, and reds. Let's do another pencil crayon combination. Let's do a warm combination of yellows, oranges, and reds. Light yellow, golden yellow, orange, and red with the white blending pencil. Starting with the brightest and lightest is yellow. Let's start here, covering again a very light shade. I'm going to just darken it slightly along the edge here. Once that pencil crayon's done, I'm now going to grab the golden yellow. Once again, I don't want to bring my pencil crayon right to the center. I'm going to move it off to the right and to the left a little bit, going in the same direction. Now I'm going to take the orange and go a little bit lower on both sides. Then the red, at the end, my white, and the white is going to be my nice blending pencil along that mid-tone colors. Less conventional color combinations are when you add colors that are opposite the color wheel. You still need to make sure to organize the colors from lightest hue to darkest hue. Here is a unique combination. Let's check it out and see what it looks like. That looks really interesting. It goes to show you can combine any colors you want with pencil crayons. Just make sure that you take the time to figure out which one is the lightest and which one is the darkest and which ones are in the middle. That way your work will make sense with the effect this illusion has. You can do that. You can outline with a marker or a black pencil crayon. Here are some examples of finished pieces. Now it's your turn. Have fun creating your own op art illusion drawing.